Hi. Again for the second time today. So I went to yoga in the park and Spirit was like, "You're gonna go get your happy ass back on alive again." And I was like, "What? Okay." So I don't know. No one's here yet, but we'll see. I don't know what they want me to channel, what they want me to talk about, but let me get myself straight. I got dirty yoga hair in the park hair, so excuse me. Um, so yeah, so there's a lot coming up, I guess Spirit wants to talk about in the near future. Um, I also saw a comment on just recently while I was at yoga about Nancy Guthrie. Now, okay, so hi Diana, welcome back. Yay. Um So I got a question about Nancy Guthrie. Okay. Now I also have like bark a bark profile for my psychic abilities and like lead generating. I use bark as leads. And I also use Thumbtack. I'm phasing out Thumbtack because it's ridiculous. It's robbery of local pros. I mean, they are charging an arm and a leg. So I'm trying to diversify and get myself out on YouTube. And so I can create my own community and don't have to pay them. It's robbery. It's really like Thumbtack. It was okay in the beginning, like for the old school pros, the OGs, in my opinion. But now with where it's gone and where it's taken with AI, it's literally robbery. Like they are charging about $40 a lead, which is just ridiculous in our day and age of inflation. But back to Nancy Guthrie. So I also have a profile on Bark and a lot of reviews on Bark. And I was requested to do a reading for Nancy Guthrie. I had someone that was frantically requesting me to read and figure out that this was like the day of her going missing. Now, let me tell you this. I refused the request and my guides told me no, not to get into that bag of situations because I was already in a situation with my Illuminati car stuff going on and fighting for my life basically there because they were like trying to frame me and all this corruption and everything like that. And honestly, my nervous system needed an entire just chill, like break. Like I had like up and over one night literally packed up my entire life in Dallas and moved for safety. So it's a miracle I still have all my stuff. So, so there's that. And when I first was recuperating from my debacle in Dallas, I'm telling you right now, I'm probably going to be writing a book about it because I don't know how many people have experienced what I've been through as a psychic in the back end of Oz, the curtain, so to speak. But it was a lot. It was so much to digest and so much to be aware of while also fearing, like having to be like very aware of your surroundings and who's following you and like your phone. There's little things that will happen that you notice people have hacked. I've been followed to my gym. There's a constant ring of people that when I would work out at the infrared sauna gym late at night and use my code, I would find there'd be random people like trying to stand back about 3 feet and like capture something proximity wise on my phone. And I know this to be very true because it's happened multiple times, like around 9 o'clock at night when I was working out. Someone would try and like capture in my proximity, like get into my Wi-Fi space or 5G space or whatever. I don't know how hackers do it. I imagine because there was this weird energy. They were just like trying to get just close enough, but not be weird and awkward. And this guy used a code to get into the Hotworks thing. So I was like, okay, well, maybe he's coming to work out, but he had jeans on. He came in just to buy a drink and then left. And that's happened multiple times. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And I was super, super tapped in. Like my guides were like on a direct line to me when this was all happening, like navigating me. It was like being like Neo in the Matrix. Like there were so many different situations in the park that happened, like just weird stuff that would take an entire novel to explain. You'd be like so creeped out and you'd be like, wait, we have to understand this and unpack this. I'm right there with you. And it's like a psychic unpacking kind of thing. And there's a lot of layers to it because in the moment I just blindly act on my intuition. And then later on, I realized how perfectly I acted without knowing any information, just on gut instinct. Because then psychically, I will get why I did that. And I'm like, poof, right? Like, so this was all happening at the same time. I had these weird experiences at the park telepathically as well with the Freemasons, people that were following me and stalking me. And what I assume was CIA like trying to follow me and initiate me to see how telepathic I was. They were trying to like test me. So that was also very weird and very creepy and very scary. Anyway, so all around the same time, this is when Nancy Guthrie goes missing, and they reach out immediately for me to do a remote viewing session to find her. And I saw the building and the location where she was immediately, and my guide said, "No, tell them no, you will not read her." And I was like, "Okay." And as I tapped into it more, I realized that is it Savannah, her daughter? Like, she knows exactly why her mom's missing. And honestly, her going on air and like making such a big stink about it, I think made the situation worse, honestly. Not to say like her mother's not important, but she knows exactly how she could find her mother and get to the bottom of it. And um, it has to do with something she's done for the price of fame. And I think she knows that. So that's what I'm getting. And it also has to it also involves her husband as well. She feels a sense of like trapped in between a rock and a hard place. Choosing between her husband and her mother is the immediate feeling I'm getting. But yeah, I see the building. There's a lot of green, and I keep getting the number 627 associated with that. Um, it looks like a warehouse to me, kind of like basement floor. Um, like there's definitely brick and there's some like black trim, a green building. Um, I'm getting a T name like Trey or Tragan, Tragan, something like that is significant. Um, there is a particular guidebook that they are following, a protocol, which that's how you with handling her. There's for dried blood like consistently around her. I don't know, like I'm getting head and hair. Um, so I don't know if they keep like they're not cleaning a wound and it's healing poorly. And just like caked on dry blood near the hair, but that's kind of it seems like a constant reoccurring injury or something that they're doing. It almost feels like a prisoner of war situation where they're trying to get information out of her. That's what I'm and she doesn't know. She doesn't know. So, I think that she's still alive, but I don't think her soul, like, really wants to if this is gonna go on much longer. That's what I'm picking up. Um It's definitely a ransom situation, and it has to do with something directly Samantha I mean, why am I saying Samantha? Maybe Samantha there's someone Samantha that's connected to it, but, Savannah, it's tied directly the reason she was taken was, it's tied directly to what Savannah's done for fame, for the price of fame, and I imagine it has to do with children. The transport of them, the transport of their what do we call it so we don't get flagged here on YouTube? AD, that kind of thing. So that's my little story time. How are you guys? Put your QQQs in the chat. Spirit wanted me to answer some more questions. They said I left some people high and dry, so I came back. I had a nice little yoga in the park session. It was awesome. Apologies for my bad hair and no makeup. Dragon Slayer trainer. I love this name. Hello. You entered with quite an energy. What do the spirits have in mind for me? Patricia Storm. Have in mind. Let me switch decks. What should I use for Patricia? I heard we need to network. So Patricia, you need to network with some new people is what I'm getting. New fresh vibe. Change it up a little bit. What else, Spirit? What else does Patricia need to know? Patricia, your emotions are your greatest gift, so let them flow. It is the weather vane to your psychic abilities. So if lately you've been crying a lot, let it flow, girl. Like, just excuse yourself. Don't go, watch a lot of good, Bridget Jones' Diary-esque type movies, something that's a feel-good flick. It's okay. Your tears are very healing. And I think I heard falling asleep, like a podcast talk about how your tears, your face and your structure are directly made so that your tears can travel to the corner of your mouth, the corner of your eyes, because they're healing. And it's like the same salt water that cleanses the soul from the ocean, and the same salt water that's in the amniotic fluid that holds a baby in the womb. So yeah, let your tears fall. I got the Star in reverse and 5 of inspiration. So maybe you feel like you're not being seen for the heart and the soul that you are, but the spirit realm, the spirit realm does. And it's only a matter of time that this will come into fruition in the physical form. It's just about how to utilize those tears to transmute and transform into a 3D manifestation of the transmutation of the alchemy that you're birthing. And it's going to take a while. It's a process. And you might think, oh, my head's too in the clouds. That's what I'm kind of picking up. No, that's not correct. It's a mirroring effect that's happening right now where you're finding parts of yourself in everything that you travel and bump into. And so it's all par for the course. So pay attention and let every emotion, every ray of emotion on the spectrum, like, you know, go through you like a faucet. Don't try to turn it off. That's what I'm seeing. You're just like, we don't have time for this today, kind of thing. And make time for it. That's what the spirit world wants you to know. Hi, Wendy. Wendy, you know what I was thinking? Is your brother's name Logan? Or is he connected to Logan? Because if you listen to the live prior to, I think I may have been talking about your brother. I don't know. He may have come through. I was thinking about that. Totally had like a brain fart. Mystic Musings. Hi. This is one of the OGs from uh I need to get a better microphone. I'm like reaching around. uh, I don't have any walls though to like mount it into. I'm like in this little bay window area, so we'll figure it out. I don't know. Um, okay, so put a 1 in the chat if y'all did like some type of ceremony or ritual for the eclipse today, and put a 2 if you didn't. Happy eclipse day to you too. How did you discover your gifts? Oh, well, I was in nursing school and everything started causing every time I would go into the hospital, I would get more and more panic attacks. And it just seemed that I would always get these really rare situations in the hospital. And like, okay, for instance, I remember I will never forget her. She was the cutest lady. There was a lady, a nursing home lady, that had been overly sedated and overdosed by a new resident that was rounding on her at the nursing home. And most of her family had passed away, and she couldn't see. She had pretty much no eyesight from glaucoma and really bad cataracts. And they didn't even realize that she was like having withdrawals, like symptoms, because they had like overly medicated her for like quite some time. But she was the sweetest lady having withdrawals, and like they didn't have a bed for her, and she was kind of off to the side in the hallway, and she was just giggling to herself. But she was also shaking cold, like as she was coming off the sedation. And I remember her name was, I'm just gonna call her M, Miss M. So so I was like, Miss M, who are you talking to? Like, I just, on my off time. And she's like, oh, those are my twin girls over there. And like in my mind, I could see them. I could see exactly what they were wearing. And I was like, this is weird. Like I could imagine it. And I could kind of hear faintly the girls running around and playing like chase and tag. And they were both dressed in all pink in the same outfit. And that's the biggest thing about my gifts is like when spirit comes to me, they'll show me exactly what they're wearing, like to a T. And it's because me as a child, I would always study, like memorize everybody's outfit, their like look, their vibe, what type of shoes. Like I was always studying people's outfit. I guess that's the Libra in me. So spirit, and I think it's also what spirit was like training me for, honestly, with my eye. But spirit will like come through with their personality with particular like clothing. And that's how I know people were like, when they will appear to me in certain ages of their life they can choose, and a lot of times people that are more vain and like love to be well dressed, they'll come as their best version of themselves when they thought they looked the best, like in their 20s or when they were in the army and they were like really buff and things like that. So I suddenly was seeing to a T everything. Their hair was perfectly, braided, and they had bows in their hair, and like they had the exact same outfit, and I was and the exact same shoes, and I was like, "Miss M." I was like, just wanting to know more, and I was like, "So those are your twin girls?" And she was like, "Yeah, they died. They died when they were about 7 or 8 years old. They were in a bad car accident." And she's like, "That's them over there playing in the hose. They always used to love playing in the front yard in the hose." And she would keep laughing and talking with them. And I was just like, well, I mean, who am I to say that they're not there, right? Like, why would I this poor woman can't see. She's she's so lovely, right? Because like in nursing school, they kind of teach you like reorient them to the here and the now and stuff like that. And like I was already going off script. I was like, like I was just like trying to I was curious as to like who she was talking to, and she seemed like she was having such a ball. She was just laughing at them running in the front yard, and I could suddenly see them running around, and I could see the outfits she was talking about. So I kept asking more questions, and I was like, "What did you use to dress them up in?" And she would say their favorite color was pink, and so I was kind of like testing like what I was seeing and what I was hearing and what I was picking up on. Like, I was like, "How am I picking up on this lady?" What she's picking up on, right? And, so yeah, it was a really cool experience. Like, I remember I was the only person she trusted to change her when she would have, like, accidents in the bed, because she would feel like she was, like, about to fall on the ground because she couldn't see when they were rolling her over and stuff, and so she would always request me. She wouldn't trust anybody else to change her linens and things like that. It was really interesting. Um, but yeah, I could see the same. So I started to see that, and I started to have like anxiety when I would go in and get the patients that were like about to code, or I would get like a panic attack, and I could feel the spirit coming for them. And one of my nursing classmates was like like I had a glitch out moment whenever I had like a lot of anxiety during the IV portion, and it was the same day my uncle had like dropped dead and passed away unexpectedly, and I didn't know it. I hadn't heard about it. I was like in a practical exam, and I was really nervous about it. If anyone knows about the practical exam of starting IVs with patients, Lord Jesus help ya. It's like, especially my the nursing instructors were not kind. They were so tough. It was really tough in New Orleans. And so yeah, so I like almost had an out of body experience, and my classmates said that my eyes changed colors, like my whole face shifted. And I honestly, I felt like I had this out of body experience, and I could feel my uncle. And my uncle happened to have the same birthday as me. So it was really weird. And I just felt all like out of sorts I was like, what happened? Did I pass that? Like, I don't even know what I did. And so there was those kinds of things that really like started to freak me out. And I wanted to learn how to control it, because when I got to my psychic development course, my teacher told me that I was very easily could be a trance medium. She was like, you don't want to end up like Edward Casey, where they take over, they like glitch out your nervous system, right? And they like, because Edward Casey died early because he was it like short circuits the circuit board of your nervous system when you let spirit take over your vessel. It's better to channel and keep them like kind of like at arm's length. But yeah, so basically as a nursing student was when my abilities I was forced, I couldn't ignore them anymore, but I've had them since I was a child. I was just like as a child really chill, like didn't want to talk. Like I would just like study people and hated anything enthusiastic, but like I can tell you, like sometimes I'm so mad at myself for even studying in school because I didn't really need to study ever, but I would like second guess myself. And I remember the best tests I would ever take were the ones where I forgot I had a test or an exam, or I had to just like remember from memory. Um, yeah, I did a whole parasitology test exam from like just memory from slides and stuff, and I didn't remember. I remember the whole class was like, "What? You're joking. You had to have cheated." And I think it's just because I don't think I'm just like any smarter. I think it's just because I had taken those courses so many times in previous lifetimes. I could remember it. Like I would just see the answer. So I'm so mad that I was like constantly studying my life away, wasting energy when I could have just like relied on my psychic abilities and just gone take the test. But anyway, lesson learned. Um, and so I've always had these gifts as a kid. I just kind of was like just walking through life, like just trying to blend in and be normal. And spirit was just like, at a certain point, they're like, the jig is up, girl. Like, you're going to have to you know, you're gonna have to own this shit. You're gonna have to own it because we have messages for people, and it would just pour out of me. Like when I wouldn't even. It was almost like I didn't have control over it, especially in the hospital, like with like patients and stuff, and like even nursing classmates, you know. So, so yeah, it was a pretty grueling experience trying to be a nursing student and realizing you can talk to spirit. Yeah, it's a little culture shock, I will say, because I was actively trying to push it down. I thought it was just my imagination growing up. And turns out, no, it was my clairvoyance and the gift of being able to see beyond the veil. So, so yeah, hope that answered that. Oh, thank you. Oh, Fang, she's back. Oh, M36. I like Fang better. I was on the porch. Okay. I'm glad you like my name and my energy. I'd like to know what messages you have for me. Let's see. So there's a big message coming from the spirit realm for you about truth speaking, and like the time is now. Cracking someone wide open with the truth. It's almost like you've been in the shadows, quiet, fearful to make a noise, fearful to rat someone out or like make their whole entire life come crumbling down. But you're a warrior for the truth and justice, is what I'm seeing, or like spirit is electing you as that position right now. And it's absolutely necessary, it's imperative. And you're working through a throat chakra block today. So I would say when you go to bed tonight, ask spirit to completely clear any apprehension, any self-doubt you have in speaking your truth and what you know is the truth. It's probably myself included. Message for myself included. Also, I'm seeing like you would do really well with a clear quartz. Either obelisk or double pointed pendant. What are the two? What are I don't know what it's called. It's like where it's like an obelisk, but with 2 points. 2-pointed obelisk, maybe is what it's called. But yes, and for some reason I'm getting that like also to pull out things using clear quartz to pull out things. Maybe have a gift with also entity removal and cord removal with clear quartz as a master healer. That's what I'm picking up. And the colors bright pink and orange together, like sherbet colors, are very significant right now. Maybe wear them, wear jewelry, that color. It will be very protective and healing for you for some reason. I hope that helped. Okay. Mystic Musings. What's up with us allegedly losing gravity tomorrow for seconds? I was thinking about this too. Is this something to do with CERN? Lord only knows. I haven't even given it any thought. What are my first initial feelings? Do we need to be worried at all? Is this really happening? Interesting. I'm getting there might be something significant with water, big bodies of water that will be affected. I don't think we will. I was like, do we need to stay inside like they're saying? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that extreme, but I mean, I'm getting water. Significance with water, like a tide, pulling on a tide. There is gonna okay, so this is I wasn't expecting this. I did see in my mind's eye as I pulled this tower card. I saw that there was gonna be a building that there would be some injuries next to water, a taller building that would collapse, but it's just one building. And it's connected to BlackRock, is what I'm picking up, the building. So it almost looks like a planned disaster. Is this really a psyop about losing gravity tomorrow? The devil. Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's something, I think it's to rehearse and to plan a BlackRock like building crumbling. It's like some lab or something they're trying to destroy. It might be with the use of DUMBs as well. So that might is this connected? Is the DUMBs like connected to this like loss of gravity tomorrow? No. Is this water thing engineered? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Put y'all's thoughts in there. I don't know too much about it. We'll put a 1 in the chat if you're going to be staying in. Put a 2 in the chat if you're going outside. Yeah, I'm kind of like feeling like it's just kind of like whenever they had the alarms on the phone that they, a couple years ago where they said to turn your phone off during the like emergency broadcasting system on your phone. It's like it's kind of they're trying to see how many people I feel they can control with fear. And I feel like it's kind of fake or it's a distraction to cover up something that they're trying to do with destroying a BlackRock main building or tower that has a lot of information. They always do this with like California fires, where they take out a lot of people that have PDF files that will incriminate a bunch of higher up authorities in child transport. So I think this is what that is. That's the feeling it's giving, but I'm open. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to come and go and everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, what a bunch of hogwash. They thought the gravity was not, yeah. I think it's kind of a manufactured situation for distraction, and there's going to be some type of um almost like natural disaster event that wipes out a building, and they're like there is going to be a body count, but it's going to be all people that worked for the bad guys is what I'm getting. Hello again, Jean. So glad to see y'all all back. One. So these are for I guess the ritual of the first question I asked about rituals, doing the rituals. Yeah, put in if you want to share what your ritual was or your ceremony for manifestation, put it in the chat. Well, Jean's so psychic, she probably has the spirit realm doing her bidding for her manifesting. Thank you. I do need to get away from people draining me. I help people all the time. I can tell. And they just want more and more and more. And I try, but it's always at the expense of what I need to do for me. Yeah. Never again. Never again. Because, like, honestly, no one wins whenever that's where you're at. No one wins. That's where the Black Rock wants you to be. I'm doing my journaling tonight. Nice. Listen, time is an illusion. So it doesn't matter when you do it. You could do it next year and have the intention that it was for this eclipse and it'll catch you. It'll catch up with you somewhere along the line. The eclipse energy has been off the charts. I only got 2 hours of sleep last night and have had so much energy, which is not normal for me, but going with it. That's lovely. I have gotten a lot done today. I will say I had an amazing session in the park in the sun, and there's nothing like doing yoga in the grass. And slowing down, listening to your breath. I got an amazing long night's sleep last night. I slept like 9 hours. So, but today I had a lot of energy. So I don't know. We'll see how tonight goes. But I've been sleeping like a baby for a while now. So, I love me my sleep. Love some sleep. So, imagine it affects everybody differently though. Dustin, I wondered if he came to visit you in the park. Beware of overly friendly birds. I always do now, man. The birds follow me everywhere. Everywhere. The other day I was sitting out like sipping tea and there was a bird that like literally came on like my chair, armchair. And I was like, these birds, they like have no fear of me whatsoever. Okay, so maybe it wasn't your brother, but his name was Logan. So that a guy that fell from scaffolding. I don't know. There's something about that. Made me think of you for some reason, Wendy. 1.5, I spent time with my favorite tree. Yay! I've been inspired to sing lately, which is kind of random, maybe to clear my throat chakra or something. Oh, yeah. Or maybe to activate your light language abilities. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other day on my live, I noticed I was like singing and humming. I was like, oh God, do not do that. I always sing in the shower though. QQQ, should M settle his tax case traditionally or should he fight it? This matter has been dragging on and I wonder if it'll have to expand to resolve or be more costly. So just to preface, whenever I start to read the question really slow, I'm tapping into the energy. And when I start to stare at it weird, so don't like think that I'm like judging you or like it's me trying to like almost like wipe off a window and look inside. Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to clarify so you don't think I'm like being like a bitch or anything. But I like as I'm reading it slowly, I'll like tap into the energy. It's weird, I know. That's how I lock in. So this matter has been dragging on, and I wonder if it'll expand to resolve or be more costly. Okay, let me switch decks. I need more. Like for investigative reads, I always go back to like my old handy dandy deck, like financial and money reads, legal stuff. Oh, I know you don't want to hear this. Excuse me. I'm getting tired. I know you don't want to hear this, but you gotta fight it. Any more insight with this? Does he have his own business LLC? Because that would make it way easier if he does. There's two avenues, two routes he can take. I'm getting like either S corp, like LLC, or maybe even like a 1099 type situation, or what is it? It's like 5223. I don't know, something like that. Ugh, you can tell. I'm like, can't stand all the numbers. They intentionally make it just like so painfully nauseating and boring on purpose so people lose interest. But putting money into it will pay off in the long run. You will get awarded money. And in the end, I'm getting that it's either like, I don't know where you're located, maybe in the US since you're up right now. But it would only cost around about $3,000. And the reward will be much more. It's like like something allows you to get off scot-free is what I'm picking up. Or like sets him up for where he's been wanting to position himself with his company or business or there and in the future. That's what I'm picking up. What's the outcome? No, yeah. Very satisfied. He already kind of like knows what he wants to communicate. It's just like he doesn't know how to get there. Tax attorney. Yep. That's what I'm getting. I hope that helps. Oh, thank you. Do you have any messages for me? Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Well, my nose is itching, so someone wants to kiss you. Someone's been thinking about kissing you. An ex. I don't know if eclipses are known for bringing exes back around, but I don't know. Maybe that's happening with you. But I feel like you're married, maybe, right? Are you married? I don't know. Someone's thinking about kissing you. My nose is going crazy. My ears are also burning. So someone's been talking about you, hot for you. Someone has a crush. Someone has a big crush. All right, so 222 is going to be a significant number for you. So spirit realm, your guides have been sending you twos, helping you accumulate and work towards a certain goal that you've been trying to manifest. And it's just, it feels like it's just suspended right now in a moment of time, and it's about to touch ground. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Let it go. You got the angels are carrying it on for you from here. They're taking the baton and finishing the last leg of the race, the relay race. That's what I'm picking up. Don't think about it. Let it go. Throw it in a trash can in your mind. Maybe you've been thinking about it over and over again with your manifestations. Just do one and done. Forget about it. Throw it in the trash can. And then focus on something else so it can manifest. And then you got an excess coming back in from way back when. Just like you're gonna find it hilarious, I think. You're gonna be like, what is going on? Like, did I miss something? Where are my toes? I can't find them. Official ambassador. I look up the gravity thing and it was supposed to happen today, apparently at 10:30 a.m. Oh, I thought it was supposed to happen tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Did any bad tower disasters happen today? For some reason, I'm like getting a reference to like 9/11, the equivalent of what happened in 9/11, but like near a beach with a building that BlackRock owns. Isn't that strange? That's what I'm getting. Validation, you are spot on. I'm a healer, clairvoyant, and have been struggling with a neighbor who keeps taking advantage of me. I do know how to keep the evil spirits away. They don't dare mess with me. Nice, Dragon Slayer. I love it. Hi, court happened today. I feel the judge may be on Bernadette and my side. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think this judge happens to know about all the nefarious activities that are going on. So well done. Well done praying and trying to speak into existence a fair judge, because those are hard to come by, the non-corrupt ones. And sometimes what you can do is you can pray that an angel step in and act in that vessel, because just like angels, just like demons can step in and take over the vessel temporarily, they can't take it over. Like, the demon needs a soul in the body to use. It's like a barnacle on the boat. It's like it cannot sustain a body life force. It needs life force of the soul. So it piggybacks. So just as it can come in and push out like free will of the soul, you can pray for an angel to come in and suddenly flip a switch and work through that judge temporarily as well. So that's how you can kind of balance out the scales of karmic justice by prayer. You don't do anything out of, forcing any witchcraft or free will, but you just say a prayer like, God, I call for spiritual court right now and ask that my heavenly mandates be carried out. Just something like that. Something simple like that. But yes, I do think that she is well balanced and is well aware of the corruption going on. Let's see, outcome. You will find it fair. There will be one decision you don't like, though, that maybe is a little bit heartbreaking, but all the other stuff outweighs that one thing. So you'll find it was worth the fight, I feel. Yes, gravity won't stop. Well, okay, here's the thing. I think that they're manipulating gravity for sure. I think that we have the technology of levitation, flying, airbending, waterbending, firebending, all the stuff that they show us in the movies. So I think they manipulate gravity. Um, you know, I think that's a way of them kind of like disclosing that they manipulate gravity. You know how they have to tell us in plain sight? Them getting it's just like a psyop, like getting us scared about like, oh, let's go inside. Let's see how many people believe it, things like that. I think it's just like them in plain sight telling us that they definitely manipulate gravity. And it's also a distraction, again, with this Black Rock Tower thing that I'm getting. Don't know how it connects. Like I said, I am one of the laziest psychics. I just trust what I get because, like, I've had to just neurotically follow my own gut's instincts for so long that I just say one thing. It's like verbal diarrhea, and then people will be like, "Oh my god, da 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 happened," and I'm like, "I said that? Oh, wow!" Like it just comes in and goes out, just channels in one ear, out the other. Like I don't care. Like I trust. And you guys, y'all are well aware, y'all are tapped in. You just ask your guides to intervene on your behalf and pray for protection. And it's like you're always positioned at the right place at the right time, given everything you need. There's no need to worry. There's no need to stress. Like everyone has their role, everyone has their part they're playing. So when you're in your task, your only task is to be in the flow. And most of the people here have understood the assignment, I feel. So that is getting rewarded. And we're seeing that shift happen on a large scale right now, starting today. Um, and it's also kind of like a simulation. So, the fact that that they're like, oh, gravity's going to stop. Like, I think that's also a shift. Like they're disclosing a huge shift in power dynamics from the top. That's what that is. It's all in code. It's all coded in the matrix, in my opinion. You gotta be able to see through it. Right. If it will be man-made, if anything. I agree. 2, okay. I probably won't be paying attention tomorrow, to be honest. Yeah. We'll forget. If I go flying, then see you later. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, I don't know. I kind of, when I was thinking about it and I thought it was tomorrow and people were saying to stay inside, I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of like wanting to take a walk on the wild side and go outside because, like, I mean, where would you go? Would you hit the firmament? Then I could come back and tell people about my injuries that there really is a firmament, right? That's how I was thinking. Because I know God's not letting me get out that easy. I'd probably come back with every bone in my body, like, yeah, we're not even gonna speak that into existence. Yeah, but so no, I think it was all the psyop. The dark deep is all connected and intertwined like a massive spider web. Yeah. There's also arachnid beings that attack the ley line grid system and the electrical system as well. So the electrical system, from what I've been told by my guides and the Octurians, and I also have like some like mantis beings that visit me, which I don't know. I don't know if like I have some mantis hybrid stuff going on, but I do know the mantis beings are connected to the Arcturians. They were like, so they've done a lot of experimentation. Yeah. So like the Arcturians are the oldest beings and they have access to the ninth dimension. And they are beings that have completely integrated both their light and their dark. And they are the bioengineers of the cosmos, in my opinion. And the cosmic engineers, I guess you would say. Cosmic biological engineers, maybe. Yeah, something like that. And they have spliced a lot of energy and DNA to other beings and have spawned a lot of other beings. So one of them is the mantis or the mantids. And They look like large ants or like um not what is it's not grasshopper. It's a praying mantis. That's what it is. They look like brown praying mantises to me. And they're kind of like I would say their energy is very like and it's just like extremely fast, like lightning bolt. Like they'll just pop up and like stare at me, and then they're just like, brr, brr, and they'll like give me information, and then they're gone. Boop. Now the Octurians, like they will like it's almost giving me. They'll give me a flip. Like this is what they do. It's like they come and their eyes are like really big, and then I'm like, oh, hello, and then suddenly this is my mind. Like I suddenly get like a of information just downloaded into me. And then it takes several days for me to unpack and understand what they're communicating to me. And then it makes sense. But it's like all at once. And I don't even try to get like, I don't even try to look at the imagery. Like, cause I'll just like, it's so fast. I'll catch like one every like fifth like photo that's being flipped. Like, I literally see that. I literally see like, it's like flash, flash, flash. It's like, imagine looking at your life. You know how they say my life flashed before my eyes? That happens every time the mantis come to me. But it's not my own life. They're like giving me new downloads. They're unlocking another part of my brain. It's like when I'm ready for it. And so like when I've gone on that leg of the lesson or something. And the Octurians are always kind of with them in the background. But the mantids, I would say, are like the techs, the IT techs that come and like deliver the download, if that makes any sense. I don't know if anyone else has talked about this. I'm going to sound crazy, but they will come and it's always like a day like this, like a big solar eclipse day or new moon, lunar eclipse, something, full moon. They always, I never know when they're going to come, but they always like pop in on like very, very sensitive days for me to spirit. And today's been one of those days where spirit's like, knock, knock, knock. So they've been very vocal today. And I imagine I'm going to get a whole lot of books downloaded into me. Um, but yes, so the arachnids, what I have understood is like they're really under attack. Our grid system and our electrical system is really under attack right now by the arachnids. And the Octurians and the mantids, the good mantids, are trying to counteract it with star seeds, is what I'm picking up. Has anyone else got that download? That would be really nice to get confirmation. But there's like a real big attack on the electrical system. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had some blackouts as well coming up soon before the end of 2026. Yeah. Does it have feelings? Nice plant. Well, I had to get rid of two, my snake plant and my ponytail palm. They died, which is crazy because they made it through all the BS in Dallas, and it traveled in a truck bed in like a hurricane storm and made it, and then it just started dying. So, but these are the rest of them that made it. So they're holding on. I'm trying to revive them, talk to them. But yes, I talk to my plants like a crazy person. Thanks for asking. They have great feelings. We just had that in Australia, sent out an alert last month. I forget. What is that? Like a water situation, what I was talking about with the tower, the Black Rock Tower thing. Yes, I know. I figured, Tracy. I did my usual salt water jar where I put my intentions into it, and today was the last day of the Lionsgate Portal 2. Nice. I put my intentions into a jar of honey this time and rose petals. So, but I wrote it on a piece of paper and I put quantum codes. So I hope that will help too. I didn't do anything ritualistic. I'm not expecting anything happening in my area. I went out barefoot on our property and walked under the trees. Nice. Yeah, I answered this one a little bit earlier. Yes, she sees that she sees what's going on. I do feel that you guys are going to be very pleased with the outcome. There will be one thing that you are upset didn't pan out the way that you wanted, but the rest will outweigh what you're awarded, will outweigh that one thing that's like disappointing. So, all in all, it will be worth the fight. That's what I was getting in court. So yeah, I knew it was you, Trace. Okay, I love that you tell us your process for those of us who are just becoming aware of our gifts. Yes, I'm a Libra with an Aquarius moon, and when I figured out that I could talk to spirit, I was like, bitches, y'all are gonna have to break this down in detail for me and help me understand. And I found a great teacher, Sandy Anastasi, who actually was an engineer. And the way she explained it was so scientific. And it was just like a course that made sense to me and could navigate how to talk. And because spirit does not talk the same way we do. And a good rule of thumb to know how psychic you really are is how do you dream? Like in my dream state, I am never talking regularly to anybody. I'm always telepathically talking in dreams. And that's a big one that you're an old soul and you came here with a mission. And that you have gifts because you're using them in the dream state on the astral, in your astral body. You're doing your other, missions and duties up there. I know I've woken up in crazy like nighttime situations where like I'm fighting a full on like Star Wars and I'm like knowing all these moves and I'm knowing all these like I don't know, I'm knowing how to like operate this machinery that like is otherworldly. And I'm doing like moves with my body and weird things with the crafts. And it's more real than waking life. So on those, I will have those types of dreams like once a year where I don't know, it's like whatever my mission, my body is making me do, or I don't know, but there's something like that. But I think it's with the Octurians. I think it's with Octurian crafts, something that I'm doing. 1 second. It's really hot. Oof. And spirit always comes to me like, okay, so like I'm on my period right now for the new moon. Forget about it. On the eclipse, like, oh my God. Like spirit is like off-worlders are like it makes me so sensitive. So also see, okay, so I've been seeing a lot of in my mind's eye floating logs with a lot of off-worlders coming on a rainbow bridge. And I saw that one other time 2 years ago when there was a rainbow downtown on Valentine's Day when I was living in Dallas of 2023, Valentine's Day 2023. So the only other time I've seen that in my mind's eye, these beings like so they were on a log. It was like a perfectly rectangle brown looking log that was floating like a craft, but they were standing on it. And then they had these weird staffs, almost like they were using it like a canoe paddle, but they were standing up, but they weren't paddling through water or anything. It was the air. So I don't know if they were like steering sticks or mechanisms or what. I don't know. But I saw that again today when I was in yoga in the park. I saw some beings like preparing to come in on the Rainbow Bridge, which is a portal of the firmament, in my opinion. And it can only frequency wise, the higher vibrational beings can only come in on certain openings like the eclipse and certain vibratory frequency days. So I assume tomorrow, like today was a huge clear sky. There was nothing in the sky, like no chemtrails. I imagine tomorrow, tons and tons of clouds and chemtrails to cover it up. That's what I've noticed personally, just with like seeing behind the veil in my mind, seeing what's going on, and then putting two and two together with the skies. So it's like after the fact, after the alignment, that's when the off-worlder higher dimensional beings can take advantage of the rainbow bridge portals to come in and permeate through the firmament. And that's when they try and cover up everything with the chemtrails and the clouds. And it's going to be gray and gross. It's so annoying. I hate it. Dustin fell from a ladder. DT or aortic dissection. He was one of the dramatics. I miss him so much. So I don't know. Okay, I saw scaffolding and I saw the name Logan. So if he died in his late 30s, then maybe he was talking about someone named Logan. But yeah, I heard the name Logan. Okay, so looking forward to taking a saltwater bath tonight too. Yeah, me too. My ears are getting really red all of a sudden and hot. Oh yeah. Yeah, Mystic, I'm married. Just kiss my hubby. I'm getting like a Facebook, like old, like high school boyfriend or something. And you're going to be like, what? Nice at Dragon. I've been having them often lately. Oh, good. I'm glad you got that was a confirmation that resonated. Hubby smooches. Hi, Jess. Do you have any messages for me tonight? Yes. Let's see. I'm going to pick Pop Art deck. Okay. So I'm getting you are not paranoid, that you are absolutely correct. There is a lot of deceit around you in the workplace. I would not trust anybody who is cutting your checks. For some reason, there is huge financial deceit and receipts. I just heard. So listening to your hunches, going down a rabbit hole and asking certain people, like, don't back down. Keep like being like a honey badger. Keep like asking and like just be respectful, but just keep going like a honey badger. Like so that they eventually give you the answers. Don't stop because there's something there's some clarity waiting for you at the end of this tunnel. Gaining some financial clarity too and gaining something at work, whether it's notoriety, whether it's lost pay that was incorrect, or a promotion as like a peace offering. There's something coming through like that, like where you're absolutely correct and like you've been done dirty in the workplace and you could sue them allegedly in what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. It's not good. You're not paranoid. And yes, you may not be able to prove it right now, but 100% the spirit realm is helping you find it and stumble upon it. So keep going. The ones that win these type of games are the ones that are patient. and they observe and they wait. That's what I'm getting, Paula. What's the tea? Tell us. What's the tea at work? Interesting about the ex. I know. I almost like got an image of you and your husband laughing at the reach out message. Anyway, Laird lawyer looked so mad as they wanted to dismiss the case. The judge said no other case. Conference lawyer complained. No another case. No, another case. Conference lawyer complained dad's wife had to pay too much money. I think they are scared. Well, that's how you know they're all in on the corruption. So they're going to have to follow some type of rules and protocol somewhere along the line. The OG Avatar is some classic stuff for real, though. Love OG Avatar. In fact, I saw that was one of the beings that I saw on the log. Was I saw an Arcturian being, and I saw one that looked exactly like the OG Avatar beings. Looked exactly like that in real life. Update from our court case. You were right about the one or two steps. Oh, really? Thanks for the feedback. I love feedback. It helps me get more accurate. Only one of the two contractors showed up. The little bastard. We were rewarded a summary of judgment. Spot on as usual. Yay! I'm so happy for you, Wendy. Thanks. Water, earth, fire, air. Thank you, Jess. They're going to try to take Bernadette down or we will win. Are they going to try to take Bernadette down? Yeah, they're not. Then they may try, but they know financially if they go prying up that wood, they're going to find a lot of rotten wood, a lot of termites under there. That's what I'm getting. I've never heard that analogy, but that's what the spirit world is saying. They don't want you to like start kicking up all the old rotten wood that they've built their house on. So yeah, I think absolutely y'all will win. There'll be one thing that you won't be happy about, like I said, but everything else you're awarded outweighs that one thing. So you're like, all right, it was a win. It was worth the fight. That's what I'm getting. Sometimes I just say stuff and I don't know where it comes from or how I even know it. Can't visit friends at the cemetery because I feel like they will all try to talk to me at once. It's scary. I'm right there with you, Patricia. But what I learned is that you are in the driver's seat. So you're in complete control. And you do not have to talk to every spirit that comes by. You do not have to deliver every message that is given to you. So that is the beauty of it. This is what I like so much about actually stepping into my gifts as a psychic medium is when I close that door and I am Jessica and in the real life, like I don't have to feel the need to tell everybody what they need to do or lecture, or I didn't know I was channeling. I didn't know I was putting people off. Spirit would just get inside of me and be like, brrr, and then people would be like, what a bitch. I don't even know who that is. And she's telling me what to do. And I'm just like, la da da, like this big, happy, go lucky, like open heart. And yeah, people would take me the wrong way so much because I didn't know that I was hitting nerves. I didn't know I was hitting the truth. I didn't know how close I was hitting to home what they needed to hear, right? So then they get freaked out and then they get triggered and, it's unsolicited advice. And that was like a really hard lesson I had to learn. But it's so lovely now because now I can just like use that channeling energy when I step into my office and put on my psychic hat. And strangers love that I can pick up on energy and tell them what they need to do without any conversation whatsoever or them telling me the backstory. They love that because it gives them confirmation. So you got to know where you're valued and you go and you use your gifts in the best way possible that is optimally efficient for you. So like if it's coming through in ways that are draining you, you're not using your gifts in the right places that you're meant to. It just means that you're like dating the people that you should really be getting money from and healing, right? A many uh wounded healers I see dating the people that they should be their patients, their clients. This is such a common thing, you know, trying to rescue these like, stray dogs. But yeah, you can be in the control seat. You get to close the door and say, "Nope, not today. I'm doing me." So, yeah, just get in the driver's seat and like for me, what I do is I have a workspace in my mind. So, I have a place that I've built in the astral that I walk up the stairs, and that is my psychic workplace, my operating system. I have a big TV screen for my clairvoyant abilities that I turn on. I have a dial on my wrist for empathy, and that one lately has been turned a little low because I don't need to feel how every person died. That's draining, right? Especially now since I'm a little bit more sensitive with the eclipse. So you get to turn down the dials. If you're working more on your clairaudience, turn that volume up. Work on that. I'm most clairvoyant. It's easy. That's the easiest way. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and that's how. But my guides will give me like a word here. Or I'll see a number. I'll get an image, and I have to throw that together and put it into a blender of emotion. And somehow, just with mastery and just what I've just by gut instinct and feeling, I can put it together really quickly. It syncs up now much easier. And I just like, it's just a feeling. Just go with it. And then you can also channel too. And so you get to pick at your disclosure what you want to allow to flow through your body. And it's so important to allow time for just your unique signature, energy signature, your soul's energy signature, just you. That, in my opinion, is when I get recharged. I get so inspired, creative wise. And I think that's what the starseed missions right today, that shift that's happening is to unlock the junk DNA so that our unique missions come online with creativity. That is the most important thing. I saw a praying mantis yesterday. Well, yeah, I see huge beings. They constantly come and they're like, when I'm sleeping, they like lean over me and they're like right in my face, like, hi, ding. That's what their energy feels like. It's like, ding. And then it's just like, brrr. And they're like the cosmic IT techs. That's how I see them. They come in and like you would think if I have some mantis or mantid DNA, they call them mantis, but I see on lines people call them mantids. But my guides and Arcturians call them mantis. I've never heard anyone else call them mantis. Everyone else calls them mantids. So that's why I use both. But my guides call them mantis. And my guides have a field day. They always are laughing at me and sometimes have to be kind of a little stern with me because apparently I have gifts with like electronics and stuff, but I just don't have the patience or the want, the desire. Like if I put the time into it, I'll figure out tech stuff and like I used to be able to like unlock like jailbreak of an iPhone and stuff like that. Like just I'll surprise you with random things. I used to download pirate every type of nursing book you could, PDF you could imagine. Like all of my nursing books were free. But it's like just these little weird things like with like, my YouTube channel and like putting out edited videos. Like I just don't go that extra little mile. Like they're just like, oh my God, this girl. So it's funny because the mantids, like my DNA, I guess I have like some special abilities with like electronics and stuff from the mantids and with my mind and as a hybrid or something. I don't know. That's what they tell me. And I just don't use it at all. I use it in telepathy. It's like I go in and I snatch it from other people's minds. I snatch what the information that I need, which is fascinating. But yeah, I'm very that where I get my telepathy. I think that's why the CIA was after me and like testing my telepathy skills. That shit was so scary. I never want to be tested by them again. Like whatever simulation they had in the park out in the park for me was scary as hell. I did not like it. I literally was like, "I do not consent. I do not consent." Like the whole time. It was so creepy. And I had confirmation physically that this was all being tested outside of me, like both internally and externally. I'm gonna write a book on it. It was wild. It was wild. I don't recommend it. It was one of the scariest things just because I think that a lot of the CIA is run by really high level reptilians. Then reptilians are known for their telepathy. And it was not love and light. I know that. I did not like the energy. I did not like the vibration. It felt controlling. It felt like they were tasking me, they were testing me. And like, I just don't do, I've never done well in situations like that. Like, I go rogue, I go off script. And when you start to like back me into a corner, um, I start getting like, that's where the mantid turns on in me. Like, I start getting really highly specified and my like my intuition like kind of like closes in. I'm hyper aware of everything psychically and my guides will guide me out of it like in a very simple escape route. It's interesting. And the mantids will come in and assist this and it's almost like a technological thing. I don't know how I do it. It's like in a moment of stress. Because I was like kind of trapped in the park. They wouldn't let me leave telepathically. They were like trying to get me to test. It was really scary, and they wouldn't let me through the park gate. And then the next day, they left me like this weird, creepy like note on the kiosk of the park that I went back to. It was really creepy. So anyway, more on that later. I don't want to come. I have to be careful about what I say about it online. So I gotta do it in increments, I feel. My guides are like, shh. All right. So what are your thoughts on Bashar? Is he for real? I like Bashar. Yeah, I think that he is the information that he's sharing is very helpful and enlightening. And it is a perspective. It is one in many, many star systems. So like here you are seeing like why humans are such hot commodities is there's a huge experiment that has happened with our DNA. So like I said, I am my off-worlder DNA. I am Octurian. I am Mantis. This is what gives me my like really, really crazy telepathic abilities. That was the one thing that unlocked like crazy over this past year through my trauma with what happened with all the corruption was it like unlocked my telepathy. I was already telepathic, but that was the biggest thing. Um audience clairvoyance, empathy, like I just would get the information downloaded much quicker. But that also too was because I'm sleeping by myself. I'm like actually like in a new space where it's like just I'm in hermit mode, cocoon, like self-recovery mode kind of thing. From all that what happened in Dallas. But I think it's just one perspective. I think we're all in this experiment and um the off-worlders have like they're all watching how their own particular star seeds are awakening or working out their abilities that are coming online. They're helping to assist with that. And each star system and off-world um, place is going to have their own agenda. It's like their own corporations that they're betting on and have a stake in the game. So we are the best kept reality secret, TV show secret. Everyone's watching us. They're also a little bit scared because they don't know how. We don't know the magnitude of our abilities. Like, for instance, I said we all have fire bending abilities. We're all telekinetic. We all have the ability to fly. That has all been turned off with our DNA, with vaccinations and everything. That has all been slowly turned off. And so, like, for instance, I'll just give you like one small thing. So, like, I was watching on one of my favorite YouTube channels on like it's a sailboat. They're a sailing family. And I was watching the energy of a kid who was having a tantrum. And his parents, they were sailing and they were having like a rough seas day, sailing day. And they were like, okay. And I saw the kid, I looked at his eyes, he was a star seed. Like I could see in his future, he was going to be like extremely psychic and like this big star seed that was like really connected to the water. And I could tell he was about to have a tantrum. And his parents, they had no idea the magnitude of his powers or his abilities, and neither did he. And so what they did was they gave him scissors and paper, and they were like trying to let him blow off some steam and like go cut something up and like craft, right? Well, so he goes inside in the sailboat away to have his tantrum, and he to like self-soothe, he's like cutting a piece of paper and he's just like there's shards of like paper everywhere, like just cut up in like triangles, just like everywhere, just hundreds of sheets just everywhere. And they don't realize that. They're like, okay, he's quiet, he's self-soothing himself or whatever. And at the front end of the boat is just getting shredded. The anchor all of a sudden starts going crazy, got like off the hitch or whatever, and starts cutting into the boat just like the kid was cutting. So we don't even know telekinetic wise how much we control the weather, how much we control the elements due to our emotion. We don't know the power of our magnitude. And if we start to slow down and understand the connection of the minerals based on our DNA, based on the off-worlders we're most connected to, based on to the bloodlines that we're most connected to. So there's another element of that, another layer. So your soul and your soul's abilities and the consciousness of your pineal are connected to the off-worlders like the Arcturians and the remembrance and the spinal cord, where everything's packed in from all the different lifetimes. But then this physical avatar, you have DNA, you have blood, you have a lymphatic system tied to a particular epigenetic bloodline that also has abilities. And that is also connected to the reptilian bloodlines. So that's the experiment as well. So like, for instance, with me, druids, the Gillespies, we have the special abilities of the Merlin magic. The Scottish king called the druids the memory keepers. That's why I have a photographic memory. That's why I can remember numbers like crazy, and why I'm so clairvoyant. But also I have crazy healing abilities. I can tap in, and my hands are like their own antennas. So you'll find that people with bloodlines and special DNA can literally heal with their hands, like just in moments. And we all have the ability to heal through the hands, but there are certain bloodlines that will have the Merlin magic or the ability to start fire with their hands more easily. And then also on top of that, where you're born, your zodiac, based on what element you have more in your chart of, is going to be what the element you have the most power to manipulate. So like Cancerians are going to have like the element of water and like working with water. And so I would say slow down, slow down and find out what you're most connected to, what element you're most connected to, physically can manipulate. Mine is air. When I go out in the park and I start rubbing my hands together, the wind and the trees go crazy. They start talking to me. Like I can like immediately start a cyclone with air because I'm like all air. So go and take time to figure out your particular magic, what your etheric plasmic energy of magic is connected most to out in the physical realm. It's really cool to see. Really, really cool to see. We have a little bit of connection to all elements, but we're going to be like more talented with one in my experience. You might have some like, outliers out there that are gifted in all four, you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe two stick out. I think as we ascend as a collective and a human consciousness and more of our DNA gets unlocked, more of our telekinetic abilities get unlocked, and the more that we get to explore. But you can't do that if you're constantly worried about money and mortgages. So that is like that's what I feel is the lesson here is they don't want you to wake up to your magic because then you have the higher end of the stick, the better end of the stick, the deal. Because karmically, they can't keep you trapped. They can't, if you say no, they got to let you go free. It's like, let my people go. So, that's kind of the thing I've been downloading. I've been getting from the mantis and the Octurians lately is like they're giving me like information on how to do things outside of the box, like totally outside of the box. Like I'm like, you want me to do what? You want me to write what? So, yeah. It's been fascinating, but I've just let my weird flag fly lately. I'm like, it can't get weird. My life story can't get weirder than this. It really can't. There was a mantis being that appeared on a crop circle. Fascinating. Probably to activate human consciousness with a certain upgrade, like a QR code. I feel like crop circles are like QR codes for our consciousness that upgrade us. I hope you do get a lot of new downloads. Yeah, me too. They do make me tired though when I do get them. Yes, thank you. Please like, share, subscribe. I need some more followers. Does spirit have anything to say to me? I just heard boss up. I felt like a female on the other side who's really funny, who's bossy. Maybe this is a friend that you used to like go on double dates with, that like y'all were dating friends. She's reminiscing. Maybe y'all also worked together at some point as well. But she remembers going out on double dates or going out for wine. She's like, those were some of the best like nights ever. I don't know. I just heard either the name Winnie or Winning in my mind's I mean in my inner ear. She's also got a dog with her, like a chihuahua looking dog. And she's talking about her butt and her thighs, how she had really good butt and thighs. You see what I mean? When spirits comes, they always joke with me. She didn't like management. She was always getting in trouble with management or people of higher authority at work with her because she had a big mouth, she says. Uh, she's funny. I'm also getting the number 9, so September the 9th of something is significant with her. And she's, like, throwing up, like, peace signs. She seems like a funny character. She sends her love. She's helping you in the workplace to boss up. That's the feeling I'm getting. Hope that helps. Hi, Jules. Let's see. Okay, so for some reason, I just immediately saw a piano. So I don't know if you play piano or if that was something that you used to enjoy when you were a child and need to pick it back up again. But I'm getting something, maybe piano instrumental music might help to unlock certain consciousness or be a good substitute for meditation music. I don't know. There's something about piano keys and piano for you that's coming in strong. So I would get back to piano. Or if you've always had an envy or scratch to itch with piano, now's your time to do it. You will have a natural gift and knack for picking it up because you have a past life where you used to play the piano quite beautifully, is what I'm picking up. So, I'm also hearing that you will find new love. So make plans and listen to your intuition. Start to write a list of your perfect partner, and that person will come in. I hope that helps. I've been getting downloads that I'm a bridge among many others who are encouraging or inviting others to vibrate out of synthetic timeline and move towards the organic timeline. Nice. I love that. I wonder if you have like type A, B positive blood. Those tend to be the bridgers, the spiritual starseed bridges. Freestyle, yeah. Freestyling it up. That's been the name of the game for my Aquarius mood all my life. Avatar the Blue Beings or the Avatar the Last Airbender. Okay, so I was talking about kind of both when I was talking about air bending and the elements and stuff, I was talking about the Avatar the Last Airbender, like about manipulating elements. The being on the log that I saw was from the Avatar James, not Franco, the James Cameron film. Yeah. Those beings, those blue beings, the Avatar beings. Um, that's what I saw on the log when they were coming in on the Rainbow Bridge. But there was like one type of being. There was like they were lined up all on the same log coming in. It was like one or two of each being. It was like Arcturians. It was a long log too. It was like I want to say there was like 6 to 8 on each log that I saw. And it was almost like people of an alliance that were coming in. Like there's like two of each or something. Like it was interesting. But they came on these weird logs and these sticks. Comment below if anyone's heard of that or seen that in any type of sci-fi movie. I still have not seen Star Wars. I really need to, but I mean, I feel like I would like lose several months of my life watching all those. So I don't know. I've been like putting it off. I was thinking of elemental bending, but the other planetary beings are cool too. Yeah, no, I was just when I was talking about it in the park about fire bending, air bending, knowing your yeah, knowing your abilities. I'm talking about like the Avatar like anime type of film, what they talk about with air bending and elemental stuff. But yeah, also the Avatar beings I would say are the story of the original, like, human that was hijacked here on Tiamat. That's how I understand it. And we've gotten so far away from those original Avatar bodies. They like we're meant to be blue and green like them. Like have you ever noticed like when you wear fake jewelry and it tarnishes and your skin turns green? That's because the oxidation makes the color. We don't have the proper oxidation that we need. So, we are almost ash looking, we are tan, the color we're meant to be green and blue. Newsflash. I don't know if you've heard it here first, folks. So that's why our jewelry we turn green when we wear fake jewelry from the oxidation. So that's a little clue what you're supposed to really look like with the proper oxygen. I was thinking of Ellen. Yeah, just read that. Thank you. I will try again. Awesome. Hey, Jess, I'm missing the Saturdays with you and Bev. Haven't seen them in a while. So I just heard from Bev today. She is we're gonna do a live together. She said she wanted to read. Oh, that reminds me. I need to send her a photo, a full length photo of myself. She asked me to send a full length photo, and she was like, "We're gonna do a live, and we're gonna read your aura." And I was like, "Okay." So she's been very busy on the Muskogee Nation land, doing lots and lots of projects, and she has some fun, exciting things that she's launching. I'll let her tell you all about it. Um, but yeah, I think we're planning on doing a show. She's also bringing the children back in a remote viewing series that brings children back from, you know, that whole transport shenanigan stuff. So she's got a lot coming down the pipeline, and I think that's what she's been busy doing. So yeah, she'll make an appearance for sure. Like 3 cell phones ago, I downloaded a pirate Game Boy that transformed a handheld into a Game Boy. It was a fun summer. Nice. Now, see, I don't get into that. My half brother once told me the most profound statement. I asked him, I was like, I noticed he had gotten like the indention from the gamer headset, and I was like, boy, like, I don't understand it. Like, how can you lose hours upon hours to gaming? Like, I just don't have the patience. And he was like, Jess, men, their way to strategize life is video gaming. So they feel prepared. Women, their real life is their video game. And I was like, you're so right. I was like, you're so right. You're so right. Yeah, women like to like get in there and organize and plan and prepare. I don't like to plan. I will say I'm like the exceptions to that female rule. I hate planning. I got to get better at it. That's what my guys have been trying to work with me on. But I'm also making a proclamation I'm being gentle with myself. So some days we get it, some days we don't. And that's okay. I'm so psychic. I like being spontaneous. I'm at the right place at the right time, flowing in the right place at the right time. So, like, I just end up at the right place at the right time and without trying. So, I don't like to try. That is my profound life wisdom. Don't try, folks. Where has it gotten you? Just be your natural born self. It's way less much energy, it's way less trying, it's way less frustration, I'll tell you that much. So stop trying. Stop trying. That's my, like, aha wisdom for you. So true. I've only been able to strike a match when I say, "Thank you, fire." Everything is consciousness. I talk and sing into my water too. Yeah, me too. I definitely sing, hum, talking to my water. Um, Fire's a little bit crazy because I do start like with my air bending abilities. I start fires like crazy. That's where my power. I don't know how to contain my chi just yet. Um, I will start fires like nobody's business, just unknowingly. But yeah, it's giving yourself the time just to explore and play, like when you were a kid. Like how often do you let yourself just like not have a schedule during the day? You know, just to see. We're just giving our energy to our phones, our plasmic energy to our phone, our black mirror. Water is my element for sure. I think so too, Mystic. Of course, Diana. May I ask what I thought and feelings are towards me? Eyes. Let's see. I got an image of a veil over a head of a female. So this could be like a wedding veil, or it could be like seeing beyond the veil, something like that. That was the visual I got. And some type of authoritative figure. So standing above, spiritual connection. There's a push and a pull between financial, I'm sorry, not financial. There's a push and a pull between traditional and alternative is what I'm getting with that. And there's some kind of feeling or message I'm getting about why did financial keep coming out? I don't know. Something about financial deception in work as well for you. I hope that helps. I'm getting a little tired. We're almost 2 hours in. Wow. Can't believe I made it 2 hours. Okay, one more. Let's see. Interesting. I'm an O blood type. Okay, that makes sense. Aren't some of the Hindu gods and goddesses blue and green? Yeah. And the Mayans, don't they always paint themselves blue? Mayans were blue, the underwater beings were blue. Yeah. I think we're all meant to be blue and and green. And that's also why some village, like some like ancient villages that haven't been touched by like civilization or like the matrix as much, well they'll sometimes have these babies that are born like blue, and they say it's like a medical anomaly from like the indigo tribes and stuff like that. No, they're just ancestral remnants that made it through. Yeah. Yeah, me too. She's coming back though. Hi, my siblings and I had a falling out after my parents passed. My brother passed in April, and most of us reconnected. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. My condolences. Yes, I think you should. I think you should invite them to your son's wedding. I think your brother and your parents are very pleased that there's been some maturity, hashing out and letting things kind of be put on the back burner for, healing. Yeah. Can she trust this? I think you can. I think now take this with a grain of salt. Take what resonates, leave the rest. It's like I'm getting your mother saying like Something about maybe just inviting them to the main events. Maybe not like the rehearsal dinner or something like that, where it's intimate or can be like you can like stand up and say something. That's what I'm getting. Like she's saying, stick to the basics, stick to the main events. That was the image I got. Oh, you're welcome, Jules. I hope it helped. I hope all the messages resonated. Ooh, Earth. Now that one's cool. You must be really connected to like trees and crystals and can charge things. I that makes sense. That resonates, Jean. That felt like it was more like in like your friend on the other side, the Gemini. It felt like he was warning you about a situation at work. That was kind of like a last little like message from the spirit realm. I don't. They weren't necessarily connected to the guy that you were asking about. You're welcome. Thanks for showing up for me, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all got a 2-for-1 in one day. I'll be doing these more and more. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm gonna try and get on here and um get my subscribers up and get more of a flow, an everyday flow here. So thanks for showing up, guys. Love y'all. Have a magical, magical night of sleep for this eclipse. I hope everything is inspiring. Download, you know, download. I don't know what the word is. I'm getting tired. Download. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm like at a loss for words what to say. Uh, I hope you have a night of downloads. We'll say that. Dreaming downloads. There we go. All right, guys. Love and lights.